everyone. Welcome back to Satisfactory. We got episode 36 today. I was hoping to get this one up last night. I wanted to do this and Kieran as an upload last night, but this, as you can see from the last episode, I've done a lot of work. And don't worry, you didn't miss anything. So the setup is the same as Plant 1. But I've tried to future-proof it, and I'll go over everything. Today's goal is I want to probably we're going to at least set up one more thing, because here's why I'm doing this is I have everything basically ready to be plugged in. And I think if I do a couple of those with everybody, they'll see the method to how everything is connected. So basically this whole thing is connected to that whole thing, and it all goes around and it gets divided where it needs to and gets put into where it needs to for the most part. But yeah, I think if we do one or two, that'll really show everybody how it works. So rather than setting up how it works, we're going to implement how it works. And I think people will learn if, in case they do like this idea. Or it's just for viewing. I think it'll just be smoother and more fun and easier to watch. So that's why I did it that way. But we'll go over everything, so don't you worry about that. Like I said, today's goal is I want to set up our export. So we can import, right? Like trains, and so we're importing and setting stuff into storage. But can we export? That's the goal for today, because it's a bit more. So like I said, we're probably going to start by just setting up one of these. I think that'll give everybody a cool idea of what's going on. And then we will set up our export. Basically, we're going to set up like an airfield over there. Yeah, before we get that going as well, I want to thank everybody for the support and get into our Q-creant for the day. And I'm going to steal one from our Discord, because I still got to get over there. But I did get over there a little bit, and Zelda's done a fantastic job. Everything's set up, and I saw C-Money is... So Gaming with Distractions, he's been over there. And I've seen a couple others that have gone over there and put in some cool comments. Odin's been over there, right? And he's got some like pictures up and stuff. But Zelda put in a mod bot type thing that basically it asks like a gaming question every day, and it's been really cool. And there's been some really cool answers in there. So I want to just steal one of those, because then it also gives me the opportunity to be like, hey, the Discord's up, like. I'm not a social butterfly, so that's it. If I was just watching me play, like, that wouldn't be my thing. So if it's not your thing, that's cool. I get it, because that's how I am. but if you do like a cool community and you're looking for like some people to just like chat with that are super neat and they're just good people, head on over there. The link's in the description. But she's done a terrific job of kind of managing that whole thing. She's awesome at it. So I'm gonna steal one of those. I should stop talking so we can get going. We got a lot to do. I'm curious. I thought this was an interesting one, because I had to think about it for a while. What is a solo player, like just a one-player only game that you wish had co-op in it? I thought that was interesting, because I'm like, oh, that's a cool question. And then I'm like, ooh, I don't know. So I had to actually think about it for a while. And then I think Bannerlord. So I love Bannerlord. I've got a lot of hours into it, and I've thought about doing a series on it. I don't know how I would do it, and I always like to have an idea of how I would kind of have the series set up when I do them. But I think Bannerlord, and I know there's like a PvP thing, and it's just like, meh. But the where the meat and potatoes are in that game is the PvE experience is amazing. It's so fun, and I think it'd be a cool series. I still don't know how I would want to do it. But you start off as it's just you and then some rags, and by the end of the game, you're either like leading giant armies, or you can be the king leading and it's just like it's a sandbox of fun. But I think if you had like two of your buddies in the map with you too, then you could either like fight against each other, or you could join forces, or you could join a country and join forces. So it's just like it would just. I don't know. I think it'd be really cool. So I guess that's my answer is I think Bannerlord. I think Bannerlord would be a super fun like co-op experience. But let me know your thoughts. Is there any single-player games out there where you're like, man, like a co-op or a multiplayer of this would be super cool? So yeah. So all right, I've been talking for way too long. Let's get into what's going on here. Okay, so first, I made this look a little cleaner. We straightened out these a bit. Here's where stuff is going down. Here's where stuff's going to come back up if I need it to. So obviously I doubled that, and then I put up pillars so that it's got some support, so it doesn't look weird. And then yeah, like I said, stuff's just come down to here, and it's full circle. Like everything is connected, and it's working right now. So hopefully we don't mess it up. But yeah, stuff comes in here, it goes in, it goes all the way around, it comes here, and then stuff's getting put in here, so it can either go around again or it can go up. And then when things go up, there's another choice. Right, so it's basically like a big if-then system, like, but now it's like if, then, and, right? So then if, like, for example, this is a big one. So when stuff gets split up to here, so I'm having it to where the second level is getting split up. So that's this one. So basically, if stuff is done, it goes here, right? But if, and I'll have to show people that one too. I think that's new. But if not, right, so if we're adding new stuff into here, it'll go out to the center output, which you can tell. So copper sheets, now that we're using those over in plant 2, I had copper sheets over here, so I had to take that one off, which, automatically puts it into here. And then it goes out to plant 2. So again, I think it'll make more sense. That's why I want to do like a product on camera, and I think we're gonna start with that. And then we're going to set up our exports, because I think it'll just make way more sense if we actually just go through the whole process. But yeah. That's right. Oh, by the way, hover pack, best thing ever. I don't use it all the time, but for some stuff, especially around the base, it's been awesome. Also, you can see, so here's the new one. I am going to drop these all down a level. I haven't had time to do that. Like this, no kidding, this all took me about 5 hours to set up. So it was quite a bit. So we are doing AI limiters now. So that was the one thing I added in here, right? So that's our copper sheets, and that's why we have quick wire coming down here now. So that was, again, pretty easy. I brought it up from the top part, the steel part, which I still got to do. We added our things over here, and you can tell I'm working on our phase 4 stuff, and I still like to manually do that. I don't know why. I just do. Rather than setting up an input for that stuff and changing the splitters, I kind of just like bringing stuff over. But yeah, so that's that. So let's get our next product up and running. I feel like if we go through that, it'll, and all the fun thing too is all these are going to be varied. Like some of these like over here, like I have to import stuff for that. So that'll be a whole thing yet too. So there's a lot of work to do. But let's go over this part. So I set it up very similarly, right? So everything's coming in, and I kind of future-proofed it. I should have done this over there, but I used all programmable splitters, and you'll kind of see why when we set up this next one, because it does have AI limiters in it. Look, train crossing, I've died almost 3 times, but I haven't died yet. You can tell I did put up some train crossing signs, right, because we're all about safety here. So we've got our train crossing signs. But over here, we are also using AI limiters, so you'll kind of see like how we got to do that. But otherwise, yeah, just a bunch of splitters. They're all set up, like I said, everything's set up to where we can just get stuff over here. So it's basically like we can plug things in. If you're afraid of heights, so you see my little energy bar in the bottom left with this thing. So I was working out here. I was like, it's kind of like you got to change your underwear afterwards, because like right here, look how my energy's kind of getting lower, and I'm like, oh, and then I'm coming out here, and so it goes all the way around, right? Because again, everything's connected. But yeah, you're like working out here, and it's just like, holy crap, like, could you imagine this in real life? It would be just Insane. So then what we have here is another programmable splitter, and we're going to be using this one quite a bit today. But stuff going out to the right this is basically our overflow setup. So we have stuff going out here, and then this one is going to feed into what we're exporting. So that's what we're going to be setting up. But again, we just have everything going around. So I have our mergers set up. So when we do have stuff that is being completed and we need it to get into the line, everything's set up there. I just have to I just have to connect this, and that'll get everything going into the line. And you can see how this is why I'm going with this height, because it's even. Whereas the other ones, I kind of liked it at first, but I think I just want them even. So, and then for the train, we do have where it kind of bridges over. And then it goes all the way around and back up. And then I probably will need, I don't know where, but yeah, we'll have to see. We'll get to that once we get, because we're gonna have an export and an import over there. But again, like I said, we will get to that. So let's get to, and over there in the corner with the overflow, aluminum sheets is on there because we have aluminum sheets coming in here, right? So if aluminum sheets go into here, then this is the last place they go, right? Like all of our overflow, it's like if the thing is in its last evolution of going around, then we'll suck it in over there for overflow if it does get over to there, because that means this one's full. So that way everything keeps moving. All right, we need stators, AI limiters. All right, so let's set that up. So that's how I've basically been doing it, is I'm looking one thing at a time, because it's too confusing and my brain melts otherwise if I try to do more than one thing at a time. Because it's, like I said, I made this pretty difficult. Like, it works, but it's kind of difficult. So right here, stators, and then anything else is being continued on. And the first thing I want to look at is just to make sure. So this would be the last thing. No trains. I'm waiting for a train to just blast me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure over here I'm not using stators for anything else, and it looks like we're not. So I'm gonna come over here, and this will be the first thing I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna add some stuff over here. So let's add our stators over here, because that is the last stop for them. And then while I'm here, I'm going to add the AI limiters. So if they get this far, right, they should be going into the overflow. And this is just like a safety precaution, really. All right, so we've got our stators over there. Now, let's go back over here. And maybe I'll do AI limiters too, now that I understand this a lot better. When you work with something for 5 hours, you kind of figure it out. All right, so we've got our stators. So and then what I do is I basically go to the source, and then I follow the line. I follow the line of what we're doing. So we've got a lot, right, which is nice. We're all hooked up here. We're hooked up here, and our stators are going. So that means our stators are going somewhere, right? So let's go to our first kind of like thing where they can split. So if we look here, it looks like stators are going straight, right? So our stators are going, right now, they're going that way, right? That was a rotor, but, so if we look, so we got rods, and this is why this is, it's quite a bit, right? So if you come over to this one, we are using stators here. So this is where things get interesting, right? It's fun because every one of these has like a different path. So if we go to our programmable splitter, now this is going to be actually the first one where I have to do it like this, which is very fun. So if we add, we're going to want stators to go to where they're still going Oh, hold on, I gotta add them quick here before they just get sent in one place. So I can no longer just have them with being undefined, right? Because if I put them here, then no more are going to go to our first level. So we need them still here on the first level. So we got to add them to our center output, and then we also got to add them to our right output. So now they should be coming from the source, and here, being that we need them in plant 2 and we need them here, we're going to add them to both locations, right? So now I should be getting stators going to both locations. And then I better come up here quick. Okay, so our stators should go all the way through there. Now, if we come over here, so being that we haven't had any stators coming up to the second level, right, that it's not getting sent to overflow, and then it's getting sent, so it would be considered any undefined, right? So you can see there's one right there. So let's just follow that bad boy. So we've gotten to where the stators split, so we're still using them at plant 1. And then they should come down here. And there you go. And there is our first stator. Okay, so we know that that supply chain, or whatever you want to call it, is working. That's again why I have these kind of set up, so then I can kind of like monitor it a little bit. Make sure that things are coming through. This just says 0 right now, but I probably haven't had an aluminum sheet thing come in for a while, because like you can see they're there. So I don't know, actually I don't know why that should be 0. I might have to pay attention to that. I wonder what the time is, like if they haven't come in for a while, maybe that's the reasoning, because remember our aluminum's coming all the way over from our aluminum plant. Okay, so now AI limiters, right? So this is where these slightly differ. So here, the stator can go to the left, and then basically everything else is going to the center, because we don't need to split them, right? So we want all of our stators going there, and if that fills up, then we want the overflow going over. So here, this is a slightly different setup. So we have the AI limiters going left, and then we also have them going center, which would be going that way, okay? Because we don't want all of them going left. We have to split them because they're being used here as well, right? So this one, and I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I hope I haven't melted your brains yet. But this AI limiter, the splitter for that one is going to look like this, right? Because this is kind of the last stop for them. So I only need them going left here, and then once that's full, then it'll get filled up and sent over there. That's why we have the AI limiters and whatnot over here, so that they'll get sent to overflow if we get to that point, right? Stators, AI limiters, that's their last stop. They can go into overflow to get sunk for tickets. Look at that. Man, that's so cool. I like that. Okay, so let's set up our AI limiters. So we know these are all working, right? We checked these. This one's going to get split and sent over to the other one. Let's make sure all of our hookups are on. Looks pretty good. I'm going to make sure our hookups are on over here, too. I think I hooked everything up. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. So, let's go get our AI limiter little train going. This isn't an... let me know. I guess, let me know in the comments. So when I'm using this, is it kind of loud in the video? Is it annoying? Because if it is, I'm definitely gonna use it way less. I'll just use it for building, and I'll move around like I have with the jetpack. But so here's like kind of normal, right? Like when I'm just kind of normally hanging out and talking, and then with the jetpack on, is it kind of loud and annoying? I mean, even if it's just a little bit, I probably won't use it. I guess I never thought of that. I'll use it for the rest of this video, but if it is kind of annoying, if it's just like the hum of that in the background is annoying, definitely let me know, because I can easily just, I keep my pack on me with fuel. So I can just use this for like building, and then I can use the turbo pack. Okay, so here's our AI limiter. So again, this isn't connected because it's not being used anywhere else, right? They're just being made. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the chain first, and make sure that they're good, right? So we have our merger, so everything's going to come here. And then again, we don't need them anymore here. We're not sending them into this plant anymore. So what we can do is, right, and I don't know if there's a limit to this, but I haven't found it yet if there is. So AI limiters are going to go to the right output, right, which sends them up into line 2. Or level 2, I guess we'll call it. And really, this should be a pretty easy one, right? So we just set those up, and then we don't want them going in, right, because this isn't their last stop, so we don't want them going into the sink, and that would put them under here, which should send them out there. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so let's connect that. Yeah, and then put that, and I am in the process of leveling everything up to Mark 5 because I have a lot of aluminum. All right. So let's just wait until something goes through. Did something? How long is this? Oh. Okay. So we are waiting on some quick wire, which I'm pretty short on too. Well, let's just make sure we got... I suppose I could, like... Does that work? Let me see. If I take 22 of these and I put them in here... I mean, it's kind of a weird... Yeah, if I wanted to, like, see the flow of them, I guess, that'd be kind of cool, but... Alright. Are we working? Looks like we're working. Okay. Yep. Alright, so we got some moving. So let's see if we can catch them up here. Here comes the train. Oh, I don't know what that one was. There it goes. All right, let's see. So we've got those coming along nice. Stators. Oh yeah, there we go. We already got 2 over here. Man, that's pretty fast. Okay. So this line is a working. Very nice. So yeah, that's how I've been doing it. Like I have all the stuff in place, so it's kind of like just like a plug and play now. And really the big thing is making sure these are all set up correctly. So you just got to kind of look like in advance if you're sending it anywhere else. But really the big, I don't know, I'm going to call them players over here for getting stuff over to here, is if stuff is going through line 1 here, right? And I guess even if we had overflow on stators, we could resend it to the center. That's a good question. I'm going to leave it like this for now. Because I can't imagine we'll ever get to that point, but maybe. The big thing is then they would keep getting split. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. I think that'll work for the flow, and I can't see it getting to that point anyways. So really the big players here for getting stuff to level 2, is it going into the right output, which is getting sunk, right? Or are we sending it straight forward? And then the other one is over here, right? So kind of the 2 on each side that determine, right, which, like this one's like which level is it staying on. The stator one's kind of interesting, right, because we're using it for there and there. Yeah, working like a charm. All right. Okay. So we still got a little over half the episode. I had to make sure you got enough time to be doing stuff here. But yeah, that was a pretty big venture. So I like how it turned out. Hopefully everybody else thinks it's kind of cool. Everything's working, going around. So now I'm gonna have to get rid of this cool tree, which I don't want to do. Maybe I won't have to. I'm for sure gonna have to get rid of this crap. Now. Oh, hold on. Where's our... See, I'm probably gonna have to go to the jetpack or get energy over here. Does that give me energy? Maybe that one does. Oh, that might be how I'm getting so much juice over here. Okay. I really don't want to fall off the map. It's terrifying. Right, because this tree's pretty cool. I kind of want to leave it there. Let's just see. So I brought over a bunch of foundations and whatnot. But my plan is, and again, everything will make more sense probably eventually. But maybe we could start it like there. I don't know, that might be kind of far. But I mean, we got all the room in the world, so I guess we don't really have to. Like, we don't. And I know stuff's floating at the moment, but we will. We'll make that better. Oh. Okay, so I know this is just gonna have to go over a bunch, but I'm gonna have to do my. I'm gonna have to do the counting here in my head in a second. Right, let me. So I need these two. Let's see. So this will be kind of a. How many do I want? Do I want like a line of 2? I guess let's do that. I'll explain everything here in a little more detail. in 1 second. Let me get 3 there. And 3 there. Now, before I blow up any trees, I want to just make sure I am doing this correctly. Okay, so for sure that's going to be there. So I'm going to have sideways ports. These are going to be exporting. I'm going to have fuel in the middle and importing on the other side. So let's see. And I kind of want this to just be free. Yeah, so I need my oh, little buddy down there. That's not my buddy, is it? See, that's the ran out of juice. Did he run away? I don't think that's my buddy then. I'm still looking for one of my buddies. I don't know. He might have like fell through the map. Okay. So let's do 1, 2, 3. I think once we get the fuel one set up, that'll be like way easier to kind of determine what's all going on. The other thing is I'm using. Do I want to get that set up now? So over here I'm using, what is it? This one? Yeah. So maybe I'll get this set up. I know I haven't done it in like the other plants yet, but we're gonna make our import-export area look sweet. Okay, so I should do that after because it's way harder to. Okay, I'm gonna do that after because it's way harder to count now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, definitely doing that after. Okay. Now we know. Get that there. All right. I hate setting these up. Nope. And there. Let's see if that's right. Yes, that looks to be correct. That is correct. Okay. Oh my god, I gotta do my Spanish. I know. It's already reminding me. It's oh. That's right. I forgot about something already. Let's see now. So yeah. Exporting a fuel line. Okay, so I actually want. So I like that. But I need to move you over. So I'm gonna save 2 lines for that. Oh yeah, let's go back to. We gotta do this way. Right. So that's gonna be a port, and then I want to have 2. Oh my god, I should just change these back. How do I make it back to normal? All right, I will make that look prettier eventually. For right now, I gotta have these so I can count them easier. All right, so that's possibly a port, which means I want 2 lines in between ports. Okay. So nope, we'll have a port there. Or, one of our ports will be here. And there. Nope. Come in. Right there. All right. Yep. I like how those come out when they do that. Okay, so then yeah, view that. Okay, and then that gives me 2 blocks of freedom here. Now, do I want my first port here already? I guess that's kind of one of the main questions. I think so. I think we can handle that. Let me see here. Okay, so you're gonna be that way. And that should work. Yep, that tree's gonna have to go. I gotta blow up that tiny little bush. Okay, we gotta be mindful of our power sources here. Okay, so that is all lined up. Very nice, very nice. Let's see. Time for the fun part. Ooh, I forgot how to change these. Drink. There it is. I'm gonna use a cluster here. No, little buddy, run away. Run away. If he if he was down there and I threw this and then like he got blown up, I would be so I would be inconsolable. All right, let's do that. I think that should get stuff that we need out of the way. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, because I kind of like that tree there. Alright, if I'm gonna blow stuff up here, I gotta be a little bit more precise. I know I could just use my chainsaw. Drink! Wrong button. I could just use my chainsaw, but I'm gonna throw that there. Please don't. If it blows up that tree, I'm gonna be... Woo! Alright. And there's... Oh, God, I gotta watch my... Let's throw one more down there. I know the chainsaw's a thing, but if you're new, I like blowing stuff up. It's very fun. Okay. So this will be exporting, right? And our first export will probably be to the nitrogen plant. If we can get something over to the nitrogen plant, I'm going to count today as a win. Okay, so then... there goes our train. Ooh. We gotta watch our... let me get rid of that. We gotta watch our clearance here. Okay, I didn't think we were going to be coming over here that fast, because I need... Well, let's get this going for now. Oh... Are you going to be in the way? I don't know if I like it clipping through that. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to. Sorry, buddy. All right. Yeah, our train, I mean, that's got enough clearance there, but I actually wanted it to go over a little more. Little buddy, you gotta go away, man. There's a train there. He's gonna hit you. Let's see. Because I was going to have... Yeah, I don't think that'll be able to go over 3 more. Oh. 1, 3... Is that gonna... Yeah, there's no way. The train's gonna hit that. Nah. Okay. So we'll have to do this which is fine. Do these up a little bit, which I don't know if I want to move that one then. Oh, wait. Actually, hold on. Maybe not. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think we're going to have just enough room. All right, we're going to have to make sure the train doesn't hit that. If it does, I'll move the tracks. Wait. I think I'm wrong anyways. Yeah. Yay for being wrong. Okay. Right, so I'm just gonna... I'm probably gonna put it in, but I'm not going to make it working yet. So then this will be... This will be like an import area. Eventually. I know I have another import area over there, but this is gonna be my main... God dang it. This is gonna be my main, like, hub. Alright, let's just lock it, and then I can... Oh, actually, I might have locked it perfectly. I was gonna say, let's lock it and do our nudging, but there we go. Okay. So again, we're probably not gonna get to that one today. Actually, I'm almost positive we're not going to. But yes. Yes. Alright, so. Now's the fun part. I think I'm going to fuel stuff here too, being that I'm going to be getting a bunch of fuel in. Let's do... How much more stuff do I have? 5 frames. I don't have frames in my thing. Okay, that's fine. Let's do what we came out to do. So, here is how we're going to... Alright, I got to get rid of that. I like to have it on my gun, my rifle. So stuff's gonna be coming out, and then it's immediately going to get split. I guess we can go left and right from right there. I don't think I'm gonna use a smart splitter. I don't think I need to. We can always change that. And then, so this is why I kind of left a bunch of room. I'm gonna start by using our center lines. Okay, and then... and like I said, I'm going to fuel here as well. Okay. And then we could use those to ensure everything stays straight, but I don't think I'm going to need to. Okay, next thing to think about is when we have stuff going out, that can stay level. And then we could... Do we want to keep that level and then do the fuel in the air? Fuel there, imports coming back. I think so. I think I'm going to set up the fuel to where it's slightly above everything else. Okay, so you'll see what I mean by that in a second. So that is right. That's my fuel, right? Yeah. Okay, so you're going there, and then should we just do one? I feel like that should be enough. Yeah, I think that should be fine. And then I don't need fuel. Well, I will need fuel, I guess. So let's future-proof here. And again, just a regular splitter for these should be fine. And then we're gonna run the fuel along the wall. Do I need that? Yeah, I think I do. Right, so then by creating this like fuel bridge, that basically allows me to get all of this stuff through our line here. That's kind of my thought process on that. Now, on this one, though, this is going to be the only one in the middle here, so this should be fine. So what we should be able to do, we got to decide, do we want to do... do we want to do straight ones, curved ones? I think we're going to try to do everything straight here. All right. So we gotta make sure that that's all going the right way, right? Let me see here. Yeah. Wait. Hold on. This is a splitter. All right. Brain's starting to melt. The old brain. I think I set everything up correctly. So we can get our fuel drone. That's kind of my goal here, is I want to get the fuel drone set up. All right, so we've got our fuel set up. I know we're not going to be using that one yet, but it's A-okay. All right, and then we can have this run along. So we're going to need another splitter here. And you're going to come in through there. And I want you hugging the wall. And right there. Let's see if that's going to work for us. I think so. Right, and again, should I create a shortcut for those? I'm basically gone to using only those now with our upgrades. So let's place shortcut right there. Okay. Now I have to switch it every time. All right, and then we got our little bridge here for when we need to use this line to further go down the road. All right, so that's looking pretty good, I think. It's a hard tell. All right, okay. I gotta really think about how I'm gonna start naming these ports too. Now that we're really gonna be getting into a lot. So how do I want to do this? Let's put our drone in. Okay, remember this. I remembered the stuff for the drone this time. Now, this port. So this is, what are we gonna call this? Like main hub? Main airfield? I kind of like that. Or should we just call it the airfield? Airfield fuel? Yeah, I gotta think about how I want to rename some of these so they like make sense and whatnot. Okay, so again, this is our airfield with all of our imports and exports. We're just gonna call it airfield for now. And then this one's gonna go to our drone fuel depot, right? So that's still working up there by the kind of the nuke place. Or not, well, kind of by the nuke place, but it's by the aluminum place. Okay, so that's going there. Oh, I am gonna have to fuel you for the first departure, aren't I? Aren't I? Yeah. All right, let's go grab some batteries. Because I don't think I brought any. Man, I was trying to remember everything too, and I'm like, all right, everyone's gonna be so impressed with me. I'm gonna build all this stuff, and I'm not gonna run out of crap. You know, there's always something. By the way, butcher shop. It's looking good. Working like a charm. All right, let's go into our battery supply here. I'm gonna have to bring a couple more over for this situation. I don't know why I have still have a whole thing of those. Ooh, do I not have any more batteries? No, I do. All right, let's take. I mean, 50 should be plenty to get us up and running. So once he makes that first trip, then he's golden. I don't know if I have to power it up. I guess I didn't look at that. Oh yeah, this is gonna look sick over here. Ooh, and to Odin's comment, I haven't had any frame rate issues or anything like that, so we're still running pretty good. I feel like lighting's kind of the big one that's given me any issues with that. All right, now. Okay, so we're going to the fuel depot. We need power, yeah, all that stuff. So I have our power set up. Where do I wanna? Ooh, I think eventually maybe I'll get a wall in here. But for right now, I might just put a power thing in here. Just for now. No. Oh, I don't remember who it was, too. I think it was Enigma. Had a super good idea about, like, I haven't really been using blueprints. Like, even this, I didn't blueprint it. Halfway through again, I was like, should I have done that? I don't know. But the walls, because I used pretty much the same wall setup every time. He said to put the walls into a blueprint. I'm like, ooh, that might be a good starting point for us. All right, let's get some power up and running here. Yeah. All right, not enough fuel. Yep, so we got the power. We're going to the drone fuel depot. It should come back, and it's going to... It's going to... Yep. Pop fuel out there, which is getting split. So it's gonna fuel us up again. I'm just doing it that way to do it. And it's gonna fuel up that, and fuel up our next adventure that we're gonna be working on. Okay. Yeah. All right. I think we're good. Let's throw some batteries in here and hope she works, I guess. There we go. Let's see. So it's 9 per trip. Not a ton. They're quite efficient. And where'd it go? Should we get it? Oh, there. Okay, hold on. We're gonna watch her take off. Take off. Get the zoomies. That way I can get a sip of coffee. Yep. Meow. All right, buddy. Go fill me up with some fuel. Okay, so this one is going to be airfield. Good start. Airfield. And then how should I name these? This one's gonna go to the nitrogen, so should I call it? The names they get so long. Nitrogen. Should I use like their periodic? What's nitrogen? Just N, right? Yeah, I might have to look that up. It's been a while since I've been in chemistry, man. Airfield, nitrogen, export. Airfield, nitrogen, export. I feel like that's not bad. And then you're going to... I don't even know if I have that set up. I might have to run over to the aluminum place, because I have aluminum. Oh, wait, no. Not aluminum. Nitrogen. Nitrogen. Yeah, so there's the material imports. I gotta rename some of these. I gotta put spaces in them, I think. Maybe we'll go with that, but I wanna... Yeah, we'll pretty it up a little bit. Okay. So this one is going... Yep. Material import. So I think... Let's just select that one. Nitrogen material import. We gotta wait for our buddy to get back anyways. I wonder how long. Does it say how long it takes? 3 minutes. 3 minutes and 4 seconds round trip. I believe that's what it means. So, again, let's see. We're going to the nitrogen material import port. Import port. From here. Okay. And then should we get some stuff rolling in here? Oh, I crouched. So the first thing I need sent over there, I believe, is heat sinks. That's going to be our first kind of goal. So I'm going to need... how do I want to do this now? Yeah, let's try to get... If we can get heat sinks over there, I think we're looking pretty. All right, heat sinks are going to go through the center. So it's going to go down to it. So heat sinks, They're going through the center output. Yes. I don't have a center output, so we gotta make one a damn. I'm probably gonna make these belts look a little better here in a little bit. Yeah, I'll do the beautification of this later. For right now, let's see if I can just get this rolling. So yeah, heat sinks would go into there. I feel like I'm gonna put a series of maybe mergers to straighten everything out. Looks terrible. Let's just do that for now. Again, I'm gonna make that look better. But just because we're running out of time, I want to see if we can get heat sinks up to our facility. So, where are we making them? Are we making those? Yeah, we're making them here. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so that means we're going to have to connect this. That's going to get it into this main line. And then we got to look at here. So we're just doing center output for right now. I don't know. I'll eventually have stuff going other places, but so we're going to have our heat sinks staying here. Right, like if they were going back to plant 1, that's where we would put like the right output in. So heat sinks, they're going to be going through our center output. That should send them all the way around here. Which should send it to there. Which should get it to there. We're going to make that look better, right? Heat sinks are going out our center bits. And they should go to our station. So should we start moving? Yeah, let's start moving some of the sinks. So being that everything's good there. Is it this one? Yeah. So I should, as long as I didn't mess anything up, I should be able to get that going there. Let's take a look-see at this. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Heat sink, beautiful. Should go around. I usually don't follow them like this, but being this is the first one going through this setup. Did I get stuck somewhere? Looks like I did. Uh-oh. Where'd I get stuck? Merging. I think I got stuck. Maybe it was just going so fast I didn't notice it? Let's see. I mean, really, we'll be able to tell if they... Oh, no, hold on. Yep, there they are. Okay. Guess we just didn't... Just lost her. All right, so, yep, we got those going in there. Now, we're so close to exporting. Okay. Yep. Those are now in there. Looks like our drone came back. We've got fuel. Good work, buddy. And then these will probably just stay kind of like that because they're full. They're full. Oh man, it's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty when it all comes together. All right, batteries looking good. So now this is did I name this one? Yeah, North Airfield Nitrogen Export, and it is going to that one. Material imports at our nitrogen plant, hopefully. That nitrogen material imports. Yeah, that's where we're going, right? We got a couple heat sinks in there. I think we're good. Let's do our drone, and then we're gonna make sure he gets to where he's got to go. Okay. Yep. Okay. Took our heat sinks. Taking off. I wish I could like attach to him. That'd be sick. Like shoot a little rope and then attached to him. How long are you going to take? 2 minutes, 23 seconds. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. All right. We got a couple more minutes yet. I am going to meet everybody over at the nitrogen plant, and we'll see if our heat sinks are indeed getting over there. All right. Looks like our little buddy's here. So obviously he's way faster than me, so I missed the first iteration. But let's make sure. Let's make sure our line is indeed working. So you can see, and I'll go over that in a second. But well, I can go over it now, I guess. Our water is going through, and then I did set up an overflow so that it does get sunk into here, and then any remaining will kind of hang out there, ready for use. All right, let's see. Oh, here they come. So they come through there. Yep, they go through there, and beautiful. And they're in. And then we have cooling systems being made over here. Oh, buddy, that is a lot of work. But I think it looks pretty solid. I kind of like it. Yeah, looks like she's working. We have successfully done our first export of materials from our main hub. So let's head on back over. Ooh, there's a purple slug right there. I'm gonna get him eventually. Every time I fly over here, I'm like, purple slug over there. Yeah, I think that's we met our goal. We got a couple minutes left in the episode, so let's wrap her up. But I think we'll end here. Next episode, I'm not sure. You can see I have the particle enrichment stuff pretty much ready to go. I think that's what we're gonna do. So we'll do particle enrichment, kind of get some of that stuff set up, and then I think that'll lead us into our nuclear power. Look at this view. I know we're floating. I'm gonna fix that, but yeah, our first successful export. So that's super fun. I'll probably try to get some more of these done now that everybody knows how they work. So that way we've got pretty much everything automated. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see or added to. We've definitely had some awesome comments that have helped out a ton. Oh, there he goes. Man, so fun. What a fun game. All right, well, I think that's going to do it, like I said, and we got a plan for what's coming up. So in the meantime, check out the link for the Discord in the description. A lot of fun stuff going on over there. Otherwise, with all that being said, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Go out there and be a good person. It's not that hard, and I will see you on the next one.